Legend Totoro here, and today we've got a 7-year disaster situation playing as the Last Defenders going up against Clan Moors. So he's made a very silly strategic decision to bypass Karak Zorn and come up through here. I don't know why he did that. He should have gone after this, but here we are. It's not like he jumped in the underway. Anyway, so he's about to get ambushed by 4 Skaven armies, and it's basically unwinnable. But there are a couple of things that we can do here to improve our situation. I'm going to use 2 techniques with this, which I've used before. The first one is actually get rid of Kroq-Gar. Kroq-Gar is great, but we don't need him for this situation. We're going to put in a 3rd generation Slan Mage Priest of Life, which I always say that there's Life Priests, Mages, Slans, whatever, they're the best ones. So we want Life Magic because he can really boost the Stegodons with that. And let's get Magical Reserves, and then Magical Reserves. What else have we got? Probably don't need Magical Resistance. I think he'll need, yeah, Physical Resistance. It would have been great if he could have gotten to Arcane Conduit, or Greater Arcane Conduit, but yeah, just not enough levels up. Alright, that's the first thing we need to do. Now, the second thing we need to do is something that I did a little while ago, and it worked really well, and that is to actually weaken our army. Because basically, the army that we've got here doesn't work very well as a team. It's not a good army. If we get rid of some of these units, what will end up happening is that the Skaven will get overconfident, and they're not going to send all 4 of their armies. Hopefully, that's the hope. But before we do that, let's end the turn here, and I'll show you what we're going to be going up against, and then what we need, what the difference will make when we actually disband some of these units. I think you know which units I'm going to disband, so we'll just see. Because it's not a legendary difficulty, it's not very hard. We just load the autosave. So you can see that they send a ton of armies coming in here. The balance of power, when we get into the battle, will be against us, but not by like a huge amount. And that's usually what the AI tries to go for. So basically what we want is for Queek's army to feel confident that they can beat us on their own. We saw that the other 2 armies came in on force march. If we beat Queek's army, the other 2 armies can't launch the attack, which means they can't counterattack us afterwards. They basically will get one shot at this. Now, that means that we'll inflict less damage on them than if we were to win outright. But as I said, winning outright doesn't really seem possible. There's just way too much force coming at us. So, we're going to get rid of some units that just aren't going to help us in the coming fight. Particularly fucking melee infantry. Goddamn melee infantry. Get the hell out of my sight. Okay? And that's all. That's all we should need to get rid of. And now, hopefully, just Queek will come in. If not, we might need to disband 1 or 2 more units, but we'll see how we go. Okay. He didn't even ambush us this time, but that another one of their armies still came in with a hell of a lot of Hell Pit Abominations. We do not want that army coming in. So, let's weaken the army a little bit more. Yeah, we don't want those Hell Pit Abominations coming in. That's going to be super, super tricky. Like, we'll be able to kill some of them with the artillery shots, assuming, you know, they're not. We just won't be able to, actually, because they'll be tied up fighting them. Alright, the Salamander hunting packs probably aren't going to be that useful in the coming fight, because we really want to utilize the life slant, and I can't really boost them with it. Like, they're good units. I don't want to sit here and say that they're bad units, but we've got to weaken ourselves enough for Queek to feel overconfident. Alright, they sent in a different one this time. Alright. Alright. And it's not an ambush. Alright, I can deal with this, I think. We weakened the army. They still outpower us, but there's hope now. Even though our army's weaker, we actually have better chances because oh, their reinforcements are coming from behind us. Okay, good. Good. How are we gonna go about this though? Because this is where it's crucial that we got rid of Kroq-Gar. We've basically set up a situation where all of our single entity units, they're all single entity units, have now 75% more health. But the balance of power doesn't take that into consideration. We've got plenty of Winds of Magic, so that shouldn't be a problem. And we've got one dude with Arcane Conduit. The problem here is that I don't know which one's going to be which. Like, I want to go for the smaller one first, I think. But yeah, I just don't... it's hard to tell which one's which. I think it's this one here, it's the smaller one. Nope. Nope, that was not right. Probably best we don't throw them in. Okay, bounce of power is bad, but I think we can manage. Especially if we can get these guys off the battlefield early. I really don't want to be using Flock of Doom. Oh, you've got a special thing here. It's going to take Quick some time to get over here. Just rely as much as possible. Get them off the battlefield. Where's the Carnosaur? Get rid of this dude here. That's it. Just get him off the battlefield. And keep focusing on healing. We got quite a lot of them off the battlefield so far. The fact that they're exhausted really helps. I believe the battle difficulty is on very hard. They've also got some Poison Wind Mortars in their army, which are now completely useless. They would have... Our infantry would have been completely useless against this army, which is why we got rid of them. And like I said, sometimes it's better to roll in with a smaller but more... Like, it's a better team. It's just a straight up better team. This army is better than what Kroq-Gar's army had, even though it's smaller. That's it. Hey, bomb us all you like. You're only going to hit your own troops. You need to get back over here. Yeah, if we had to deal with those Hell Pit Abominations, that would have been real nasty. That's it. Bring all your infantry over here. Bring them all in. And you'll just bomb your own troops. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Basically... Just one moment. One thing you got to understand, whenever you go up against an enemy, don't ever play into their strength. Skaven destroy enemy infantry with their Skaven weapons teams, but they're really quite bad at dealing with, especially the AI, really quite bad at dealing with dinosaurs. So if you're going to play as Lizardmen and you're, you know, beyond the early game, obviously you don't have a choice in the early game. You got to hire those Saurus warriors. But when you get to this point here, you really want to limit the amount of infantry that you have going up against Skaven because they just use overwhelming destructive warfare and they don't care if they shoot their own troops, and it just doesn't affect dinosaurs at all. So just keep that in mind. Don't play into the enemy's strengths, play into their weaknesses, and they'll fail every time. Now we haven't necessarily won just yet, but given the tactical situation, the only way they're going to win this right now is if our forces rout. Make sure to stay together. Really try to get them to shoot this blob in here. That's actually a little bit of a problem there. It's okay if he leaves the battlefield. I mean, I prefer if he doesn't. Hang on, we can keep him in a bit longer like this. We're putting the right one. I did. Bouncer power's improving. Yeah, get rid of these Deathglow Bombardiers. That'd be good. We've just got to not rout before they do. Make sure we don't lose that slant. We won the battle. Look, I mean, the bouncer power is in our favor, but it's not over yet, but we have won. Just, okay, maybe let's not get super overconfident, because if we leave the slam, we won't be able to heal after the battle, and that wouldn't be good. Biggest problem with slams is that they can get sniped. Come on, get him out of there. And there's the army losses. And nobody dies. Now, our army here can, I believe, deal with those Hell Pit Abominations. Not easily, though. Alright, let's get some healing done. Anyone's at full health needs to be pulled out. I mean, Kroq-Gar's a good legendary lord, but I mean, you really can't beat Life's Lands when it comes to dinosaur-based armies. So let's hope we get plenty of time to heal. Prioritizing healing the Life's Lane because he's the most important person in the army. You know what's funny about this as well is that it literally wouldn't have made it any more difficult if we had been ambushed, because if we had been ambushed with Queek's army, I would have attacked Queek's forces first, and the Poison Wind Mortars would have still bombed their own units. You know what, it actually might have been better if I had done that, because we smashed up the enemy reinforcements first, they die anyway, and so Queek's army doesn't end up that badly damaged. But yeah, any Poison Wind Mortars that the AI get now, in this army here, this just doesn't matter. They can't do any damage to single entity targets, but they'll still shoot. But if they get Rattling Guns and Jezzails, those are the ones you need to prioritize killing. You're gonna need that replenishment rate for sure. Okay. Now do yourself a massive favor. Finish off quick and take Karak-Zorn. Okay? Before you go further, I don't know what you were doing down here, but that's that situation sorted. And this army, you know, if we attack that there, it can actually heal in that battle, because this will be easy now. It'll be easier. You should be able to reach Karak-Zorn, I think. I'm not 100% certain, because yeah, you've got Hell Pit Abominations coming in at you fairly soon, but that's sorted out the problem, I think. So if you ever get yourself into this sort of situation, understanding the strengths and weaknesses of your faction really comes in handy, and understand that Skaven will absolutely annihilate any infantry that you have if they even have one poison wind mortar. Anyway, that's the end of this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to chuck us a sub, and I'll see you next time, fuckers.